We're gonna go and begin by this first one here. So we have this Wolverine 1/6 scale. They call it action figure, but it's I mean it's a figure. It's a figure. It's from a manufacturer called HONŌ, which I believe is a branch of Hot Toys. So because Hot Toys started teasing this figure a few days ago, and then yesterday they officially, or not yesterday, on Thursday, they officially released the photos. Now, when they first teased this, which was earlier this week, I was confused again with where this character is coming from, just like the Spider-Man one, because this one has a logo and a look of the animated series, the X-Men from the 90s. So it looks like that, the logo is like that, but it looks like it is from the show. And they kind of did the same thing with the Spider-Man one, which we'll talk about in just a bit here. So this is a photo here of Wolverine. And I don't know 100%, but we could expect that Hot Toys will make a Hugh Jackman Wolverine when Deadpool 3 comes out. That is something that, that's just a money grab right there. Why would you leave money on the table by not making a Wolverine from Deadpool 3 with this look right here that you see on your screen? So they're dropping this now, and I'm sure later, like in July and August, September 2024, they'll do the Deadpool 3 version. And then you see the base here, and they show in the background you see the image of the comic, right? It says interchange with your own comic book. So I guess you can switch it around. So I guess it's just like a little sample that you could put something in there. I'm not sure if it comes with that image. I mean, hopefully it does. But next picture here. So here's another one. Entry grade, 1/6 scale, as we know, high quality, high articulated. It's supposed to come out in Q3 of 2024. Interchangeable lower faces, seamless muscular silicone arms. Just another image here, and the claws like really long here. And then I think we have this one right here who looks pretty cool. And I like Wolverine. I think a lot of us like Wolverine. Growing up, I was a bigger fan of Cyclops. I'm not sure why. Maybe because he was the leader of X-Men, and I like that he can, shoot something from his eyes. As I got older, I started to appreciate Wolverine more because he's an anti-hero, right? He doesn't necessarily want to be a hero, but he feels compelled to be one, just because of his abilities. He could easily have been a villain, but he's not. So he's decided to be a good guy overall. So and I can kind of understand his struggles as far as the character, the things that happen to him and things like that. So it's like, just like the whole Spider-Man thing, you have a responsibility because you have this power. So I think that's why we like Spider-Man too. So here's another image of Wolverine. Very, very cool. Now I have the Mondo Wolverine. Actually, I think I have it right here. Let me try to get it real quick here, because there's some big differences, right? Let me grab it here. Okay, so I think you guys can see me. Again, let me know if you can't, but let's see. Let me get a full screen here. Okay, so this one is the Mondo figure. So it is quite different, right, from the picture that you were seeing earlier, right? So, and then there's all these joints that you can see, which I don't like to see when it's a Hot Toys. But since Mondo was the only one that was making these animated figures, so I got this Wolverine. The same thing with Batman. So Batman, the animated series, comes from Mondo as well. So, I mean, he looks cool. Like I said, the joints I'm not a huge fan of. But for this figure, they're not expensive as Hot Toys, so I'm okay with it. But this actually is actually it's actually kind of heavy. It doesn't seem like it is, but it's pretty heavy. So that's the Mondo Wolverine. And the other part that I'm excited when it comes to this announcement is that because they opened this gate to this animated series of Wolverine, that could possibly mean that they could do a Batman animated series. They could do a Spider-Man animated series that focuses more on the other characters in this version, because we're gonna get into the price actually, because this figure is actually not as expensive as you would think. Okay, so if you want this Wolverine, and again, I go based on Sideshow, price is $160, which is expected to ship between April and September of 2024, which is actually not that long. So a lot of us collectors, we're used to waiting a year and a half, sometimes 2 years. I'm a much newer collector, so I'm not as experienced with waiting that long yet, but I know that there's some figures that have been waiting for a long time. Let's see here. We have some, let's look at the chat real quick. We have, where'd you get that set? That's pretty cool. And I don't know if you're referring to the Wolverine or something else, but we have Chris Chong say, can't wait for Reynolds and Jackman. Yeah, that's going to be very cool. So that's definitely excited for that. That won't be out till the end of July. The only MCU movie next year, by the way. The only one. Superior Failure says, if I had the money, I'd get the Wolverine. Yeah, so like I said, this one's cheaper now, because usually Hot Toys range between $250 to $300, right? So this is technically a Hot Toy, but they're calling it what is it? HONŌ Studio? Let me go back to the other image. HONŌ Studio, who's making these. We have Deborah Rastelli says, wow, that's so great. So yeah, again, I'm assuming you're referring to the Wolverine, the figure that I'm presenting right now. Or maybe you're referring to the Mondo one that I just showed you guys right now. Here's some other ones here. And we have the blue. The blue like really stands out. Like I do like that blue. Like I think it looks really good. And like I said, those claws are fucking long as hell. Let me show you another thing here. Hold on a sec. Let me show you the Sideshow page there. So if you wanted to pre-order on Sideshow, like I said, $160 there. So we have here height approximately 28.5 centimeters. Points of articulation is 28. Scale 1/6 scale. Signature yellow and metallic blue Wolverine costume. A specially designed body featuring seamless silicone arms, which I mentioned earlier. 3 swappable lower faces, 2 hands, 1 metallic white bone claws effect accessory, and 1 comic cover fitting figure stand, which I also mentioned a little earlier. And the big difference here within between the Mondo figure that I just showed you guys, the one that I have, and this one, is that we seem to have some kind of like actual clothes, like fabric, in the figure, because the Mondo figure, it's still all plastic, right? We have Chris Chong say, did anyone see Reynolds' recent post with Mickey Mouse? LOL. Yes, I shared one of them on my Instagram with the Predator. So he's just trolling all these leakers, because there were some leaks that came out online of the set of their filming, and he's just trolling the leakers by like adding like the Predator and the Mickey Mouse and stuff like that. So I thought that was funny. So yeah, well, I've seen that, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that too. Denise Taylor Dennis says, that is cool looking. Yeah, that Wolverine figure is cool. I don't have plans of getting him at this time. Like I said, I have the Mondo figure. I don't know if I maybe want to upgrade later on and get this one and maybe sell the Mondo one. If they do actually release or announce a Batman one, and it's kind of like this quality, I probably will for sure replace my Mondo one with a version that looks like this one for the Batman animated series.